Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to the Map of the Year Series 2020 with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. We're up to episode 5 of 6, just the final to come tomorrow, with my absolute Map of the Year, the one map that I feel that everybody needs to play sometime before moving on from Cities Skylines to Cities Skylines 2, or whatever new game you feel like playing. So, what have I got to start off with? Well, it's a map by a creator that if I didn't include, I'm pretty sure many members of the community would pull out a gun and put it to my head and force me to include it. Fortunately, that was never going to be needed. This is a standout map, and in fact, I cannot believe I couldn't find place in my final 6. It is, of course, Sidai and Sunset Falls Harbour vanilla map. So, a vanilla map, yes, we are using a custom theme and LUTs here, as recommended on the workshop page. The custom theme is Reaper's Realistic Temperate and Boreal, and we're also using Reaper's Realistic, Photorealistic Final LUT. I think that's what it's called. I didn't make notes. I should have done, but I didn't. So anyway, yes, a lot of Reaper's work bringing out the extra beauty in the first map. Of course, you can play this 100% vanilla with a vanilla theme and LUTs, but it won't quite pop quite as much as it does here. We're using all of the, well, I won't say all of the vanilla trees. We're using a good selection of the trees. They do work, considering the huge height differences between the tall tree and the small tree. Personally, I would have included a middle-sized tree just for blending, but because this is Sidai, they've just got this eye that makes the whole thing work. And I think we'll probably end up doing a standalone show sometime next year, looking at tree placement and some of the great creators and how they all do it. But that's for later on. I'm not making promises, but I feel that 2021 we do need to be having a look at masterclasses. So watch out for that one from BonBonB. Yeah, so what can I tell you about this map? Well, it's Sidai. It's just a beautifully landscaped map. We've got a very, very slick infrastructure going on in terms of highways, in terms of rail, and in terms of waterways. You can see here we've got this little water outlets going on here, just settled away from the main water, and even this in itself looks amazing. It is kind of it's a fantastical realistic map. It is a realistic map based on I don't believe it's based on a real life location. I'll take it back if I'm wrong, but I think this is completely creative, and it would fall into realistic, although I do feel there's a sense of the fantastical going on with it as well. Got the old quarry there, of course, the old quarry. And then we're going to spin the camera around and take a little look down that valley, because there's a high point down here. It took me, I tell you what, it took me, when I did the review was episode 973 of What's Map. And I had to spend way too long looking for this valley. And it's slap bang in the middle of the map. But down here we've got some viewing points which give a really lovely view over the valley, and all credit to the way that it's been done. It's the sort of place you come down here, take some pictures of the waterfall as well. It's so nicely done. So nicely done. We'll head over to the other side of the river valley as well. I mean, look at the river. Just look at the river. It's just sleepy and lazy, and loads of places to build cities and small towns on the islands, or maybe working towards like a farmland or an industrial. You could do anything with this map and it would work. And of course, all credit for Sidai again for just coming up with not one, not two, but map after map after map, which are of the highest quality. Going to take a little trip up into the mountains now. There's plenty of things to see throughout the map. I'm just taking you to a few key points. The link to the original review and of course to all of the maps reviewed this week are included in the description of the video, so do go and check those out. When I reviewed this map, I gave it 4 stars for aesthetics, I gave it 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential, and I think I stand by that right now, especially the 5 stars for gameplay. This is a multiplayer map, and should be a lot of fun throughout. Now we've got the observatory over here, and we've got a dam as well, tucked away right on the edge of the map there. Again, a lesser creator wouldn't have bothered. I'll tell you what, a top creator just thinks of little things tucked away in the corners and on the edges, and just makes their map stand out from anybody else's. Sunset Falls Harbour vanilla map by Sidai. I can't believe it's a runner-up map. I have to call it runner-up map because I just adore the map that I'm going to call out in just a few moments time. Absolutely, I love this one. I adore the next one. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of you out there saying, hey BonBon, how can you put this map above Sidai's map, when Sidai's map is clearly far more aesthetically appealing? And you gave 5 stars to Sidai for gameplay potential. That cannot be beaten. Therefore, this map has to be inferior to Sidai's map. And I would agree with your reasoning. I cannot argue with that reasoning. The one thing that we need to remember is both maps are listed as vanilla maps. There are no subscriptions required, but Sidai's map comes with a recommended theme and LUT. This map doesn't. So while we had a custom theme and LUT for Sidai's flyover, this map we do have a custom LUT, because when no LUT is prescribed, because the vanilla ones are so ghastly. I'm sorry, Colossal Order, they are ghastly. This particular map has we're using the realistic 1.2 LUT because industry standard, and yes, the vanilla temperate theme. So we are looking at a map with the vanilla theme, which is always going to be inferior, and it's running at a disadvantage just simply by not suggesting a recommended theme. What we'll do though is we will bring up a custom theme, a completely random one. I selected this using the middle mouse button, gave it a good old spin, and saw what came up. It's going to look a little bit dry and a little bit dusty, but again, I decided to go with random. Random's always a safer bet. The theme you're looking at right now is the Rye Bluffs theme, and I decided to go with the Relight Average LUT because it covers all eventualities and always looks good. So this is what it looks like with a custom theme and LUT. We will actually switch back, to be fair, to the vanilla theme and the realistic 1.2 in a few moments, as when we get to the highway over there I think we'll switch back. But yes, I thought I'd show you what it can look like so you can see that it is just the theme, a vanilla theme, that's holding the map back. So what map is it? I've been talking for a long while about this map and I haven't mentioned it yet. Well, the answer is, I was waiting for the vanilla theme to come back so that I could announce it over how it looks. It's NALOVEIA vanilla map by Yangzilata. Now this is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Other than that, you need nothing. 100% vanilla, not even a recommended theme. So there is that going for it. When I originally reviewed it back in episode 1008 of What's Map, I gave this 4 for aesthetics, 5 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. So same scores as Sidai, but I gave this one the 5th star for detail. And there was a specific reason. I think they're very similar for detail. But there is something about this one which made me go, oh, I've got to give the 5th star. I had to give the 5th star. First of all, I do feel that we've got a more interesting mix of foliage. Again, 100% vanilla, but rather than the big difference between the tall trees and the small trees on Sidai's, here we have got we've got a middle mix going on. I feel that it works just a little bit better, just a wee bit, not so much better. Possibly the tree placement is a little more haphazard than Sidai's, but you would expect Sidai to be far and above most other creators. But it was the rail and the pre-placed suggestion for stations. Using the World War II trenches there, I think World War II, World War I, but anyway, the concrete trenches, and tree lining them to suggest these are perfect locations for stations. Again, easily deleted if you don't want them, but also if you do want them, they're perfect locations, really lovely locations, really like them all. So that one idea, again, very, very rare do we see something new coming out of a map. And this one suggests just a brand new idea for a marker. And basically that's all it is. It's a marker. It's not actually a railway station, but it's a marker that looks pleasing. It's completely vanilla, and I think that credit has to be given for something as simple as that. So that's where the 5th star came from. I say a better mix of trees, although possibly arguably Sidai's tree placement is a little bit more pleasing aesthetically, whereas this one's more I'm not say a mashup of trees. It's not really the words I'm looking for. I should write scripts for these things really, but I still think the trees look amazing here as well. But yes, the idea for the stations, the first time seeing it just caught my eye and said, no, I've got to give it a 5th star, because it's just done something a little bit more than we would ever have expected. The map as a playability thing, well, it's pretty much what you saw with Sidai's map, although it's less mountainous and more easy to reach all of the areas, and it has the same kind of that vibe, that flow to the map with the highways and the rail just looping around, and of course with the highest quality of intersections, with rail gradients and all of those sort of things. All the things that you would expect are here. Sorry, I'll take the words expect back. All the things that you would hope for are here. It's very slick. It's very tidy. We're just going to going across the cross country at the moment. We'll join back up with the networks in a moment. But yes, the highway layout just draws you into the map. The rail is very slick, very tidy, and very usable, very appealing. With the idea for the stations as well, it's just a bonus. When I first opened up this map, I just remember thinking, I remember thinking I didn't expect much from the map. I did not expect much from the map. And at first appeal, looking at the aesthetics, I still didn't expect much. And then when I got down to ground level, I realised what we have here is one of those hidden gems. Just because it hasn't got a big name attached to it, a bringer of fire, or a Sidai, or going back in time to a Zosso or an Owl, any of the big names. I'm not going to name any more because I could go on all day naming the big names. But just because we haven't got a big name attached to the map doesn't mean it's not an amazing map. Yes, custom theme would have made a huge difference, which is why I decided to just randomly choose one and showcase that to you. Now the highway, it looks like it's going to dead end over here, but we get the ongoing flow with a bridge tunnel combination coming up, or the potential for the docks on the right hand side there. You should see the railway sidings that are going up against the coast, butting up against the coast. So potential for docks over there, docks along here as well. We've got the old vanilla beaches as well. Not pretty, but what can you do? What can you do with a vanilla theme? Very difficult. Considering it's a vanilla theme, those beaches are excellent. I've seen a lot worse from a lot better creators, or a lot more renowned creators. And then, yes, as I say, we have a bridge tunnel combo here. So the bridge goes across to the island, and then the island, the road goes into a tunnel, and then emerges over the other side, and we've pretty much done a full loop of the map. We haven't looked at everything because, frankly, we don't have time to look at everything. This is just meant to be a little showcase of the best of the best of the best maps of the year. And if you want to go and check out the map in a little bit more detail, episode 1008, NALOVEIA Vanilla Map by yangzilata. I think you'll enjoy that episode as much as I enjoyed actually making it, because it's just a map with that little something that just stands out from the rest. So if you're looking for a 100% vanilla map, a 100% vanilla experience, I don't think you will go wrong with this one. You wouldn't go wrong with Sidai's map either. Either one of these two, or either one of the two from the very first episode 1 of this series, were both vanilla maps as well. So we've got 4 vanilla maps in the final 12 this year, which it says something for the quality of vanilla map making. in the current times. We've done really well this year as a community. So credit to everybody. Credit to Yangzilata for being our finalist today. And just 2 more maps to come tomorrow. Wow, I can't wait to showcase these 2 final maps. I say one of them I do feel, yes, will be a controversial pick. One of them will be pretty much everybody will agree with, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. We'll see. We're only 24 hours away. Slightly less than that now. Right, anyway, I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. Hit that notification bell and the subscribe button so as not to miss any more shows, because you don't want to be missing tomorrow's show now, do you? Do you? Maybe you do. See you tomorrow anyway.